How's it going? Welcome to Change is Good. My name is Brian. As you can see, we have another $1,000 bag of quarters to go through. We're going to cut it open, make a nice shiny pile. I'll be back in a moment. There it is. Ain't it pretty? We're going to be looking for silver, West Points, proofs, NIFCs, foreign coins, varieties, mint errors, anything worth more than a quarter. Once this pile disappears, I'll be back with a recap of the finds. All right, the bag is done. It had some pretty good stuff inside. To start off with, we had a couple of 1963 Denver silver quarters. That's always a welcome sight. We also had some West Points. This is a bit discolored, but as you can see, it's a 2020 by the V75 printer mark here on the left. The Tall Grass Prairie, one of the more common designs. Here we have a 2019 West Point quarter. As you see, there's no V75 printer mark here on the left. It's also been damaged. Looks like maybe by a grinder or something. This one is a River of No Return. Here we have another 2019 West Point quarter. This time, it's a San Antonio Missions. I don't find these very often. That's a welcome sight. Speaking of welcome sights, here we have another 2019 West Point. This time, it's the American Memorial Park, the most valuable of all the West Point quarters. I looked at eBay, and it looks like the two most recent sales were for $15 and $28 respectively. So that gives you an idea what this thing will sell for on eBay. We also had a pair of NIFCs, or not intended for circulation, from the San Francisco Mint. The first one was a 2014 Arches, Utah design. The second one was a 2017 George Rogers Clark, Indiana. All right, now I'll show you some things under the scope. First up is a 2016 P Harper's Ferry, West Virginia quarter. As you can see, there are two large die chips here at the top of the building. An example very similar to this one sold for $7.50 recently on eBay, so this one will probably sell for between $4 and $8. Next up is the reverse of a 2008 P Arizona State quarter. If you look here at the base of the cactus where the JFM initial should be, there's a die chip right here that covers the initials. Examples like this have been selling for around $5 to $10 on eBay. These are known as the extra cactus leaves error. Next up is the reverse of a 2006 P Nevada State quarter. If you look here around the horse's legs, you can see some die chips right in this area. This example has a nickname, but I won't mention it here. These have been selling for around $1 to $2 on eBay. All right, now let's go to some varieties. Here we have the reverse of a 2015 P Homestead, Nebraska quarter. If you look here at the second window down on the right, you can see a doubled area right here. This is one of over 100 varieties you can find on Variety Vista or Wexlersdota.com. Speaking of doubled windows, here we have a 2016 P Harper's Ferry, West Virginia quarter again. If you look right here, you can see doubling in these windows right here. I'm going to show you some more examples similar to this one. Here's an example with a different style of doubling in these windows right here. And here's another one with a different style of doubling in the same windows. And here's another example from the exact same die as the last example. As you can see, the doubling is identical. And here's one last example with doubling in the windows right here. These have been selling for around $3 to $5 on eBay. Not too bad. All right, let's do a recap of the hunt. To be honest, this is one of the best bags I've ever searched through. It's rare that I have a bag with 2 silvers in it or 4 West Point quarters, as West Point quarters are getting pretty scarce compared to what they were a year ago. There were also a lot of Philadelphia minted coins in this bag, so I had a lot to scope through. It took me about an hour longer than normal to get through this bag. And of course, the find of the hunt was undoubtedly the American Memorial Park West Point quarter, with the San Antonio Missions West Point quarter being a close second. Both of these will sell for quite a bit more than silver quarters do on the market. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a single West Point quarter, silver quarter, or even a penny. And if you have any feedback or questions about any of these finds, just leave me a comment and I'll get back with you. Thanks again, and remember, every coin has a story, and some of those stories seem very, very similar. I'll see y'all next time.